King Fowley of Deceased, welcome to 69 Face of Rock. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Nice to see you, my friend. It's been too long.
I know it has been. New record, show it. Congratulations on completing this new album.
Children.
Yes.
Oh,
How?
More.
How long did it take you to put this together?
We wrote it for about two and a half years. Mm-hmm. The artwork probably took just about as long. My buddy Desmond wanted to do an artwork for us, and he did. And he had plenty of time to do it. And we just we had months and months to make things and move things and do what we wanted to do. So
yeah, I got a separate question about artwork.
Sure, we'll get
Tell
to
me
that.
about the music.
Sure, the music-wise, it was about two and a half, three, maybe even 3 years. Me and Mike Smith, who does most of the riffs. I'm the arranger, and also Shane Fugel, who's the other guitar player. We went down. We usually met at Shane's house in D.C., Washington, D.C. I live in Philly. Mike was living in Virginia. Mike is retired now. He doesn't have a job anymore because he's retired, so he has more time to do this stuff. But yeah, it took about two and a half, 3 years to write the tunes and put it together. The lyrics I was putting together as we went in the arrangements and topics.
Was there a specific direction you wanted to go to with this album?
I wanted it to be what I call a death metal record. It didn't have to be down tuned, didn't have to be Gurr vocals. I wanted it to be something about death. We're a metal band that sings about death and morbid topics like that. This one wanted to be as dark as I could possibly get. I've had some people that actually got the whole thing, and I've had a few friends say they can't listen to it. It made them think about their own families dying and things, because when I was doing this record, I was doing things like watching documentaries on 4-year-old children dying of cancer, things like that. That's not fun.
Which brings me to my next question. What are the lyrical ideas on this record?
It's the story about death. It's about death. It's about all the arteries that come with it, from the person dying to the person that will be left behind, to the family, to why were we here? Why will we ever come to this earth? Why will we leave this earth? Will we come again? All the questions that nobody has answers to. It's all in there. And I wanted to do it as a concept record. It's basically all the arteries of death.
In some ways, it feels like a concept album, actually.
It better be a concept album, because it's a concept album.
Yeah. Where does this album fit in the scheme of things when it comes to Deceased?
It's where we are right now. It's where we were in 2024 in the last couple of years. It's a continuation from Ghostly White, but there's elements of everything we've ever done. As I was telling somebody the other day, we're not afraid to throw a Repulsion riff in and throw something from a Queensryche record on there too. We do what we do. We don't care what year it is. We're not trying to be popular. I don't give a fuck what's in or out. We just do what we do. That's all we'll ever do. We're death metal from the grave. We do it our own way. Some people think we're too melodic to be death metal, or we're too heavy to be heavy metal, or whatever. It's Deceased.
That's right. You mentioned the artwork. Tell me how that came about.
Okay. A friend of mine, Desmond, he wanted to do some artwork for a while. We've been friends for years. He sells T-shirts at all the horror conventions. I bought a Scorpions in Tarantula shirt all from 1999 or something. Came for this one. He said, "Hey man, I'd love to do something." We talked. We worked it out. I gave him what I wanted to do for a theme for the record. And like I said, we had over maybe close to 2 years, maybe a year and a half. He spent working on it and putting it all together. And I mean, he did it not only the front cover but the back cover. We had to pull out, so he actually had, instead of just an album cover, he had the whole thing front and back together. And he did a hell of a job. I mean, he's an amazing artist.
How would you describe the evolution of Deceased from Luck of the Corpse and to now?
It's just natural. It's like life. If I was to ask you anything, I hope you would tell me, when you first started driving a car, do you feel like you drive a car better all these years later?
Definitely.
Okay, so anything that came along the way added to that. That's the thing with us. I mean, in the early days of Luck of the Corpse, we were young kids. We could barely play our stuff. I'd like to think we could play better now, but we couldn't do all these triple harmonies or guitar solos like we do, or even the drum fills and things like that. The lyrics were more simple, basic, third grade-ish stuff. We'd sing about the end of the world or grave robbing. Now I'm going into this, I'd like to think much more intricate, detailed, darker subjects. Just maturity, just with time. And I don't mean maturity like, oh, now we're great and we're perfect players. We're not. We're metalheads. We're still fucking love what we've always loved. Whether it's the Iron Angel demo from 1986, you know what I'm saying, 85, 84, or something newer.
Being a metal band for so long, are there still any aspects of the genre you want to explore?
I just want to keep doing what we're doing. I just want to keep always doing the very best album we can. I don't want to write any filler songs to us. You know, every one of these records is going to be an epitaph for us. It's going to be, when we're all gone, they're still going to be on this earth. So it's just a matter of every time we go out doing it, the craft we've chosen to just be a little bit better, a few steps forward than we were the last record. That's all I'm really asking.
You're back on the road. How are things going?
It's been amazing.
How many new songs are you playing?
We were playing 2. The first part of the tour, not with Coroner before that. We're only doing 1 now because we're doing a 40-minute spot, and you probably know this, Mark, a lot of our songs are like 8 to 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
So we are doing the title track on the tour. The tour's been great. Coroner's phenomenal, super professional band, the nicest guys ever. Probably my favorite tour I've ever been a part of in all my years of doing music.
And when it comes to touring, do you still find it exciting, or do some things get a little bit more difficult?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm 56 now, and you know, of course, in the oldest of days, it was, you know, different stuff. I'm married now. It's no longer girls, girls, girls. As far as that goes, I definitely don't drug or drink anymore, any of that stuff. I gave up drugs when I was 20. We weren't even really touring then. But there was plenty of touring times with me drinking and being the fool and all that kind of stuff. But the whole band just, you know, we have to do what we got to do. We got to just keep things right, play our asses off, and then after that, you know, just be smart.
Yeah. You yourself are involved in the scene in your preteens, pretty much, right?
Yes.
How would you describe the transition of that passion into mid-50s?
I still feel the same way I've always felt when it comes to creating the music, when it comes to playing the music, when it comes to meeting people that are also into the music. I live for it. It's my heartbeat. It's my drug of choice. It's just changed as far as like the other people and things we do. I mean, back in the old days, as you probably remember, it was pen pals. It was you soap your stamps, remember all that, and get your postage back and stuff. And then as time went on, it changed a little bit. It's no longer so much fanzines as it is websites or things like that. But you know, you can always tell the genuine-hearted ones. The passion's still there with some people, and then some people are always going to be posers. I mean, they're always going to have what I call today the Google bangers. Where they, I mean, they want to learn, and I appreciate that, and it's great to have the knowledge right there. But for some reason, it was something special, and I know you'd agree, being an older folk yourself, that there was something special about back in the day. You had to really, really earn it.
Absolutely.
It's a lot easier now. It's just hit.
Way too easy.
It's way too easy, yes, sir.
So at 56, what's important to you?
In life,
generally,
taking care of myself, just making sure we can keep on doing this. I mean, I'm a big fella, man. I still go crazy on stage, like I'm on fire. Making sure my family's fucking well, things like that. Keeping an eye on my friends and things, and making sure they're doing the best they can in life, being a friend to people, and just anything I can do to better the music and better the underground. Calling out the cancers, things like that. That's important to me. And then, you know, just making music the most important thing. Not the image, not everything that comes to bullshit, not the people, the greedy fucking assholes with the money. It's about the music, man. It's gotten pushed way to the back anymore.
I love your enthusiasm about the scene for years now, but do you sometimes get burned out on the scene?
No. I'm always a part of it. It's going to be ups and downs. I've always said, never get too high, never get too low, stay in the middle. And we saw some reviews of the new record, which we don't care, but we like to look at them because I've seen some weird things over there like, wow, that's out of left field or whatever. I remember one guy said, early when the record came out last August, these guys are better than Iron Maiden in their prime. Okay? Then another guy said, these guys have always sucked. They're grandpas, give it up. Now, are we grandpas to give it up? Are we better than Maiden? We're neither, in my opinion. We're somewhere in the middle, and this is where we just want to stay, just doing what we're doing, and just keep on cruising down that road, man.
So when you look back, what would you say is the motivating factor to keep you going? Not only in music, but just in a scene, being a fan.
Just loving life, man. This is my chosen thing for life, is to get out there and do this. I mean, we're not bothering anybody. We're trying to make a positive force on the planet Earth. You know, that's the bottom line. And just the love of music, man. I've loved it. It's controlled my soul since when my father died in '74, and my aunt pulled out the Beatles records and all her stuff, and I started shaking my little 5-year-old fanny on the thing, singing "I Want to Hold Your Hand." It's all I do every day. I'm in the car, I'm singing. I'm in somewhere else, I'm singing. I'm playing the radio, I'm playing the stereo. I'm talking to you about bands, you know. It just keeps the heart beating, man.
So if you were to name 5 records that completely changed your life, what would that be?
It would be...
Not necessarily metal, just music.
Yeah, well, the first one would be the Beatles. It would be the Beatles Blue album. When I was a kid, I had all the songs, and that was the first band. I remembered the songs when I left the room. It wasn't just playing and singing along. It was remembering in my head. The second one would be, I would say, Kiss Alive 2. because I got caught up in the whole thing that is Kiss. As a kid, when most people say that's what it's for, it's for kids. Kiss is an amazing songwriting band. They're definitely money makers and all the other things that come with it. But that meant a lot to me as a kid when I was 9, and that's what got me to let's go fucking crazy. Third would be, I guess it would be probably Black Sabbath, Mob Rules. That's about the time, 1981, when I sold my soul to heavy metal forever. Not that I didn't love it before, but it was mostly known as energetic rock. It was Van Halen, it was Ted Nugent, it was things like that. Then when you start getting into these heavier things, Maiden, Number of the Beast would be another one. Just because of the epicness of those songs, especially Children of the Damned and Hallowed Be Thy Name. I remember buying the record, being in my basement, watching the Eddie go around on the record. And the fifth one, we're going to go with Voivod, War and Pain. Just that symbolizes the underground, the barbaricness of music. How, wow, one day you're listening to Jane from Jefferson Starship and it's heavy to you on the radio, or Barracuda from Heart. That's what I call radio metal. And then the next thing you know, you're playing Blower from Voivod or fucking Evil Has No Boundaries from Slayer, you know? And that's kind of, you know, it's a natural, again. I drive a car here, I drive a car here. And that's what it is. You just learn it all as you go. Some stuff works, some stuff does not.
Finally, what else are you looking forward to musically and personally?
I just want to keep on doing, we're on the 40th anniversary of the band. Right now, we're going to have a 2 CD coming out called March of the Cadavers, which is a history of the band musically with a couple unreleased tracks, some cover songs, some other things to celebrate 40 years. It's actually 42, but it's 40 because we changed the name of the band to Deceased January 1985, but we've been doing it since, I'd say, about August of 1983, just starting to write these crazy songs, the things we heard from other bands, etc. We wanted to throw our thing in there. Going forward, another new record in time, way more shows, keep playing, and just always sticking to what we do and never, ever, ever fucking giving a fuck what anybody thinks outside of what we think. We just go in, we do our thing, and that's us. That's how we want to be remembered.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.